The first 911 call came from a little boy named Evan Mercer. The dispatcher would later say she almost hung up because she thought it was a prank. All she could hear at first was heavy breathing, then whispering, "Something is wearing my dad." The call lasted 43 seconds. Police arrived at the Mercer farmhouse 12 minutes later. Every light in the house was on. The front door stood open, and Evan was sitting alone at the kitchen table, covered in dirt and dried blood. His father was gone. At first, detectives assumed it was an abduction or psychotic break, until they reviewed the body cam footage. Officer Ramirez is seen entering the house first. The place looks destroyed. Chairs overturned, deep claw marks gouged into the walls. Family photos ripped apart. Then Ramirez notices something strange. Mud. Long trails of wet mud leading from the back door through the entire house, like someone had dragged themselves inside. The officer follows the trail down the hallway, and that's when the screaming starts. Not from inside the house, from Ramirez's radio. Dozens of overlapping voices shrieking at once. The body cam glitches violently, then cuts back. Ramirez is standing completely still outside Evan's bedroom. The door is slightly open. Inside the room, someone is humming. A slow, broken version of "You Are My Sunshine." Ramirez pushes the door open. The room is empty, but the closet door creaks open on its own. And from inside the darkness, a voice whispers, "Did he tell you what I looked like?" Ramirez stumbles backward. The camera jerks wildly, and for one single frame, something tall and pale is visible hanging from the ceiling above him. Then, the footage cuts to black. Officer Ramirez disappeared that night. They never found his body, but things got worse after the footage leaked online, because people started noticing something hidden in the video. Not the creature, the reflection. In the bedroom mirror behind Ramirez, there's a man standing in the corner, tall, motionless, skin stretched too tightly across his face. And if you brighten the image, you realize he's wearing Officer Ramirez's uniform, even though Ramirez was still alive when the video was recorded. After that, reports started flooding in from across the state. People seeing loved ones standing outside their homes late at night. Not knocking, not moving, just staring. A woman in Pine Ridge called police after her husband came home from work twice. The first version walked through the front door smiling normally. The second version was still standing silently in the driveway, watching the house. Neither one spoke. The woman locked herself in the bathroom with her children. By morning, all four were gone. Then came the rule everyone started repeating online. If someone you know appears after midnight, ask them something only they would know, because apparently the thing could copy faces, voices too, but not memories, at least not at first. The internet named them the Hollowed. No one knew where they came from, until a hunter disappeared near Lake Matheson. His body was found 3 days later in the woods, except it wasn't really his body anymore. The coroner's report was never released publicly, but one leaked photo spread everywhere before being scrubbed from the internet. His skin was empty, like something had peeled him out from the inside. And written across the autopsy table in blood were 4 words. We learned by wearing panic exploded after that. Families created secret phrases. Friends made identity tests. People became paranoid of everyone, especially anyone acting slightly different. But the most disturbing part came 2 weeks later. Evan Mercer spoke again. Up until then, the boy had refused to say a word. Detectives described him as completely catatonic. Then, one night, he suddenly looked up during an interview and asked, "Do you know why they copy us?" The detective leaned closer and asked why. Evan smiled, not like a child, like something pretending to be one, and said, "Because they can't survive unless someone invites them to stay." The lights in the interview room immediately died. The camera feed cut for exactly 11 seconds. When power returned, the detective was gone. Only Evan remained, sitting alone, smiling directly into the camera. And behind him, reflected faintly in the dark glass, were dozens of people standing silently in the hallway outside.